down the channeling, hold it down to channel it. But again, then I can't cast anything else while I'm doing that. But it looks sweet. And obviously it doesn't use any mana, really. I mean, it regenerates faster than it. Hey everybody, welcome back to dungeongurunet. This is Nethervoid, also known as John, bringing you another Diablo III beta. And this time I'm going to be doing the Witch Doctor in depth, and it's pretty awesome class. Actually, I was really not liking this class until they actually just did patch 13. We're going to be talking about patch 13 as well. And they introduced skill runes, which is a slightly different system than previous. And so let me just get this started while I talk here. And so I actually like. It made the character a lot easier to play. I wasn't really impressed before with the damage this character can do. She was actually really slow and really getting really bad scores as far as killing the bosses, the Skeleton King. But now she's actually pretty awesome. She's a big powerhouse, and with the skill runes, she's killing Skeleton King in like 20 seconds, which is way faster than any of the other ones. The Barbarian just got a 26-second kill, and I think he could actually do like an 18-second now. I haven't really played him much after the patch, but so first we're going to go over patch changes for patch 13. And with patch 13, there's been a lot of changes to the game. The first stuff we're going to talk about is the auction house. The auction house, let's see, all the listing fees have been removed, so now you don't have to, when you list an item, you're not out the cash if it does not sell. I can kind of understand why they changed that, because you don't want to lose money by listing something that doesn't sell. But they've also lowered the amount of items you can list to 10 items, which means you'll only list things you think will sell or that are worth selling. So I don't know. I kind of think they should have left the transaction fee in, just because it'll reduce the amount of beta bucks, or I mean bucks out there and stuff. I don't know. I'm kind of at a wash for that, but well, actually, they balanced that with the transaction fee for auctions has gone up. It's now $1.25, or well, 1.5 or 1.25 beta bucks. So it doesn't exactly translate to dollars, but whatever. The minimum listing price has also gone up to 1.5. So I guess if you only want to make 25 cents, that's a good way to do it. But it kind of just basically all they want is items that are worth selling to go up, kind of exceptional items and stuff like that. So they've made some changes there. Let's see. Skills. The skills have changed a lot. The way they do skills, and you can see my skill bar down here. These slots are actually locked out now. You can't move. And a lot of the changes they've made, except for the auction house, the skill system, nobody likes it. I've only heard of a few people that like it. I hate it. Almost everybody hates it, and here's why. You can't drag and drop your skills anymore. When you set them, they're set to that skill slot in your action bar here, and these are not unlocked until you unlock your 5th and 6th skills. So that's kind of stupid, I think. Which, if you do want to have this, like I want F and D right here, I have to remap every time a new slot opens up and remap stuff to make it so that the skill I want to use more often is on F, because that's how I like my skills. It's easier for me to hit. So, because you can't drag and drop anymore. Why they did that? They said they want to simplify stuff, and everybody just said, look, you just made it 10 times as more complicated. And who doesn't know about dragging and dropping on hotbars? Hotbars is something that's been in games for like 10 years. If people don't know what hotbars are, they probably don't play games anyway. So let's go into the skills now. Here's the new skill menu. And the way it works is each one of these is mapped to one of your hotbars down here. So you can see this is primary. Now, this is the default setup, and I'll show you the more advanced setup in a minute. So you click the primary skill, and you can only select out of your primary skills to go on your left mouse button. These are the primary skills, or what used to be called generators. So I can only pick out of these 3 skills, and then I set it, like let's haunt. It won't even let me click that. Oh, I have it set on a different key. So let's say firebomb. Okay, now it's set here. Same thing with this. It only does secondary skills, which used to be called like consumers or something like that. So like fire bat. So you can't move these around in the default setup, which is really limiting. And people are like, "Why the heck would you do this? This is stupid. Why I don't know what you're thinking. Whoever designed this needs to be fired, basically, because they don't know what they're doing. So there is a way to that you can pick which skills you want to show up in these bars. You still can't open up these two other hotkeys until you actually open them up with level 14 and 19. But what you can do, oops, that's not how. Is go into options, gameplay, and push click elective mode here. And now you can at least move stuff around. Again, I did it wrong there. So let's say, see, now I have these up at the top where I can pick the type of skill I want to show up there. Let's just pick Poison Dart because that's what I want there anyway. And then I can pick any of the skills to go in these slots. I still can't open these other slots until 14 and 19, but at least I can choose which skills I want in these spots. For this one, Grasp of the Dead. So as you can see here, in this fourth one, I went with one of my main moves, a primary move, because I want that primary move there. I don't want just one primary move. What if you want more than one? So I would anticipate they're going to be messing with this a lot, and this is probably, now that they've done this, this is probably why they pushed it back to Q2. If they could have released the game, if they would have just kept the original system that everybody liked. People don't like this. No, and another person said, I don't know where you got your information. Nobody was saying that the old system didn't work well. They liked it, and so, well, if nobody's complaining about it, then it means they liked it. So why are you screwing around with it? So a lot of people are pretty pissed off about it. The second thing that's new is, and I'll show you, let's just get out of this. Is the rune system they just implemented for the more. There's two sets of beta testers, and I'm in the more public group, which we did not have access to runes. The way that runes used to work is there were drops off bosses and stuff, and you'd apply them to your skills. And I don't know exactly how that worked because I wasn't allowed to do it. But now runes don't drop anymore. They're just opened up at certain levels, and you just select a rune. Like I can pick no rune now that doesn't have a rune on it. Well, now I have to go here, I guess. Or I can just select this rune, and you can see what each rune does. This one increases the damage of Grasp of the Dead, which is an AoE snare and damaging skill. Like one guy said, you just totally killed the replay. Now they just killed the replayability of the game even further because, like I was saying, now you really only need one character to do everything in the game, and everybody's going to have the same exact builds because you don't have to consume runes to build a character. So the way it was going to work was, and this is why I was like kind of okay with them getting rid of the skill tree, is that say you got some awesome runes and you put it on your Witch Doctor and it's built a certain way to use Grasp of the Dead or something like that, or maybe it's a Corpse Spider build. You would leave that character alone and build another Witch Doctor if you wanted to try a different Witch Doctor build, because you don't want to destroy the runes on the first Witch Doctor because they're so hard to find. So that created some replayability. You'd replay through the entire game again to level up your guy and collect runes for him. And that's the real reason people play and still play Diablo 2 for so long, is because there's so many different ways to build characters, and you have to replay that character, a new character, all the way through the game to unlock all that stuff. Now you don't have to. All you need to do is switch up some stuff, and bam, you got a whole new character. Well, and you're going to play it for 5 minutes and go, that's great, but I'm bored already because there's nothing to do. You've done it all already. You aren't building your character because it's already built. And so that kills the replayability comes from trying something different. And you have to rebuild your character to do it. If you don't have to rebuild your character, you're not replaying the game. So I think they're really killing the replayability, and a lot of people agree that that's just not a great, it's kind of stupid. Hopefully they'll switch it back, but they might not, and this is just going to be what we're stuck with. But the runes do make these skills a lot more, rant mode off here. These runes do make these skills a lot more powerful, and that's why this character can now kill, Skeleton King in 20 seconds, and I'll show you how. But so Poison Dart I picked shoots multiple darts at the same target. Now, as you can see here, I can't see the damage numbers on any of these things, so if you have all these unlocked, how would you know which ones to pick? You wouldn't. This is another thing people complain about, that all you did was remove information that people are going to need anyway to select which skills they want to use and which runes they want. Why don't you just leave it in? That the part of Diablo is figuring out which ones are the best. Why would you remove them? But anyway, so I figured out they did put a toggle in on gameplay here on show advanced tooltips, and now I'll be able to see all the exact numbers. Let's just look at this one. So Grasp of the Dead slows enemies by 60% and deals 40% weapon damage over 8 seconds, and the rune increases the damage to 72% weapon damage, which is almost double, which is really awesome, and you'll see when I use this. This is an insane farming skill right here. So yeah, let's just go over the first couple of skills I picked out. So, Grasp of the Dead with this Grasp of the Dead Groping Eels rune is just insane. So we're going to try that skill first, and then Poison Dart, which is it hits the target for 100% damage and does 80% damage over 2 seconds, is really awesome. But this Splinters rune makes it ridiculously good. It shoots 3 darts instead of 1 at 70% damage each, totaling up to 210% weapon damage, which is just, obviously it's twice as good now. So this thing is ridiculous. Well, almost twice as good. So we're going to try that out. The next one I have going here is Zombie Dogs, which you've already seen in the previous gameplay I did. But Lifelink does some of the damage done to you is absorbed by your zombie dogs instead, which is kind of cool. It's obviously for farming. It's no big deal because, when I do damage, it doesn't really matter. Again, my phone's going off. People keep calling me while I'm doing videos. But anyway, it doesn't really matter while you're farming bosses because you shouldn't be taking a lot of damage when you're doing boss fights anyway. So, but this is kind of nice when you're doing like Nightmare and harder difficulties and stuff. I'm not going to go over every rune in here because it would take forever, but Zombie Dogs is more of obviously a defensive skill, and it helps to keep those mobs off you while you do some damage to them. And last, I got Haunt because, again, it's a primary skill. It does 350% weapon damage over 15 seconds, which is really great for boss farming, and that's kind of why I have it. I don't have any runes unlocked yet, but it's a pretty awesome skill for boss farming. I can get 3 dots on the boss and just that's how I can get those 20-second kills. So let's get down in here and show you these skills. I just reset this so I can do a Skeleton King run here. Okay, let's get into this. I know that part about patch 13 took a lot of time, so I'm just going to try to hurry up and get to the action. The Witch Doctor, as far as I know, does not have a traveling skill, so that kind of sucks. I could look for one real quick here. I haven't been high enough to see one really. Let's just look here. Nope, that does a fear. 200% damage. Nope. Reckless Suicidal Zombie. All mobs are target. Acid Rain, Wall of Zombies. Nope. Summons a large zombie. Summons a fetish. Nope. So that's gonna suck. This character does not have anything that'll help you move quicker. So I guess you're just kind of screwed. So there's that Grasp of the Dead. It's ridiculous, and you can see now how ridiculous the darts move is. Let's do a little bit more of that, and then I'll get rid of it. So you can hit an area. It does have a cooldown, but look how fast it kills. I don't even have to do anything. And obviously, I'm one-shotting with this, with the darts here. I mean, look at that. That is probably, that's right up there with the wizard spell right there. Except it does have a huge cooldown. Let's see if I can get it on these guys. Look at that, melts them like a melting face right there. I'm really happy with that skill. I mean, it just makes this character fun. In fact, I like to wait for the cooldowns a lot of times just to use it. So I'll show you those 2 skills later. Let's do Haunt. Haunt will jump to different. If Haunt kills somebody, let's see. Let's just. It's too late now. If Haunt kills a mob, it will jump to another mob. So let's see it do that. Didn't do it. Oh, because there are no mobs. Let's do that real quick before I switch it out. I did also find it's not showing up in the patch notes, but that, let's do it here. I'm sure some mobs will pop here. Oh, it's just one guy. Let's just juice him real fast. I did notice that it seems like magic items drop a lot easier in the game, which is good because it was really hard to get enough magic items to do some blacksmithing early on. So I'm really glad that they changed that. And it's kind of a stealth buff because I didn't see it in the patch notes. And there's no way it's just my imagination because it's totally obvious. I had before I even got blacksmithing, I had 6 or 7 magic items that I wasn't even using to just destroy. So let's do it on this guy. Here we go. So once it kills him, it will see, there it goes, it just jumped to another guy. You can cast it a couple times, it'll jump all through these guys. Let's see, it's casting on that guy. So that's a decent skill, but for me it's more for boss farming. That's another great move of this Grasp of the Dead here. Because boss farming, it's just any, the extra dot damage is pretty ridiculous. So let's change these skills up now. Let's go with, we already saw Hunt. Let's do Firebomb. Lob an explosive skull that deals 100% weapon damage as fired to all enemies within 8 yards. Let's do that. I don't have a rune for it yet. Let's do Corpse Spiders, 4 spiders. Attack nearby enemies, causing 25% damage. This is okay. Ooh, I have a rune for it. Oh, now they'll do jumping. Leap up to 25 yards and do physical attack up to 30% weapon damage. So a little bit stronger as well. Let's pick that. Zombie dogs, they will die. I don't really care. Let's do Hex. Summon a finish shaman for 8 seconds that will hex enemies into chickens. They'll unable to perform offensive actions. And they take damage too. I don't think it did that before. They did redo a lot of the skills. Made them, kind of buffed them up a little bit. Some of the skills on a lot of the characters were just not that great. Like Witch Doctor was pretty weak before, I thought. So, let's see. Horrifies all enemies within 12 yards, causing them to run in fear. We'll try that. So let's try these skills. So I really like this character. The only thing I don't like is not having travel skill. That's going to really hurt, but... oh, guess I can't. Oh, nice. Okay, that looks really cool. So nice A... Whoa, man, that AoE's jacking them up. So that's a pretty good skill, actually. Great for blowing up those barrels, too, which will help with Nightmare when you need to pick up pages for blacksmithing. They did reset smithing, but I've already got... they changed smithing, though. It's 50% as much gold to increase your smith skill, which probably is not a big deal in normal, but I bet you in Nightmare it was going to cost a lot of money. Nightmare in Hell and all that. Wow, this is pretty good. It doesn't use up much mana, either. You can just spam it. That's kind of nice. Let's try Corpse Spiders now. Ooh, jumping. I like that. Before they didn't jump. Wow, they're huge, too. The original spiders were pretty lackluster, really. They didn't do enough damage, I didn't think. But these seem to be pretty good. They actually still don't do a lot of damage, but it's nice. The increased damage does help. Wow, hitting the wall doesn't help. I wish you could throw it over that wall. It seems like you should be able to. So, not that impressed with Corpse Spiders. It is kind of fun. They don't damage, dude. Well, I guess they're okay. They do pretty good damage. They probably have better runes, to unlock, so they will do okay. Let's do Fear and the Hex now. I haven't used the Hex. Let's pick up some of this gold on our way here. Ooh, here we go. Didn't even see that guy. Usually he's blue. I don't know why he's a different color. So, just juice this guy. Let's get him out of here. Get them all locked in. Nice. So, again, not really happy with the skill changes. I really wish they would have just left it the way they did, and especially with the let's do this. Fear. Okay, now they did run away. Let's do Hex. What was Hex again? Can't remember what Hex did. Let's look at Hex, because I don't remember what it does. Hex enemies into chickens. Ah, okay. See how I mean, I do have a lot of Magic Vine stuff, but it's dropping a lot faster. I don't know. Let's see. Let's do this. What does he do again? Change him into chickens? Is he a pet? Oh, yeah, for a little while, I guess. I didn't really see that again. Let's try it again. Okay. Multiple guys? Just one? Wow, that's pretty bad, actually. Maybe they have good runes. I don't know. Maybe that skill has good runes. Let's change up these skills, so we have a lot to go through. I've already shown you Haunt. Let's do Plague of Toads. I don't have a rune for it yet. Fire Bats. And Hex we've already done. Horrify. Okay, so that's all the skills. Let's switch these back to the ones I'm used to using here. Where are they? Which one was I using? Zombie Dogs. And Haunt. Okay. So let's use... Now, Plague of Toads is not that great. It's kind of random in where it hits and stuff, but it does do a lot of damage. Fire Bats is pretty cool. It's a channeled skill. You'll see it. Except you can't cast anything else while you're doing it. So here's the Toads, which If you've seen other videos, this is nothing new. They do. It seems like they do more damage though, and they don't use as much mana, which is nice. They really drained my character before, so it really just seemed to drain my mana kind of quickly. But now it's pretty good, probably because I have a better weapon now. I got this axe, found it. It's to 21.4 DPS, which is pretty good. So next I'll show you fire bats. The reason I don't really use the fire bats is because I can't cast other skills unlike Grasp of the Dead, which I can cast and then start casting the dart. But so it's pretty awesome. I mean, look at that. It does insane damage. In the channel, I had to hold down the channeling, hold it down to channel it. But again, then I can't cast anything else while I'm doing that. But it looks sweet. And obviously it doesn't use any mana, really. I mean, it regenerates faster than it gets used. So, I mean, you can hold it down pretty much all day long. But again, I can't use my other skill. At least it doesn't have a cooldown, though. That is really what I like it for right there. You can jack up those barrels really fast. So, that's all. Those are all the skills. And let's just use this for a while. So, with the magic find and the boost they've given to magic drops, which they didn't say they did, I just know they have had to have done it because I didn't have any magic find for the longest time, and I had like 3 times as many magic items drop. So it almost feels like the old Diablo 3. I mean, the old patch where they had like a really higher rate of magic find dropping. The thing is pretty badass right there. The badassery is very high on this skill. So I think they did up it, and with the magic find I have now, it's even more ridiculous. And that's definitely what I'm going to be doing, because I need... Sorry about that, the phone keeps ringing. I'm not that popular of a guy, trust me. But, so... Well, that's definitely not as good as what I have on. I don't even... so... Seems like... So what I'm going to be doing with my first character is just going to be picking up all the magic items I can find, and as much magic find as possible, because normal is so easy. It doesn't... You don't really need stats to, let's see how fast this guy goes down with this skill. So, I mean, you don't really need stats and stuff. You really just want magic find so you can get items off the blacksmith, because those items are way better than anything you're going to find that drops. So, that's what I'm going to be doing. And I've done that with all my characters. I pick up the best magic magic find stuff I can. You can see I got quite a bit. Almost all my items have magic find here. A lot of it's gold find too, though. That's a new 8%. That's a new type of ring that's dropping now. So I've got a lot of magic find now, but that was a drop. That's a pretty insane drop I got. So we're just about to kill this skeleton king. Well, kind of getting closer anyway. Let's switch back to the main skills I like to use here. Oh, there it is. Poison dart with splinters and grasp of the dead. I like the fire bats though, but you can't do both at once. If you could, I would probably use it. If like you cast it in the area and it just kind of blew up all over the area. So what I do here is just keep going north. It seems to be up the northwest side here. Seems to be usually the way to find the exit path. So I guess they're also saying, or I just found out, that there are going to be 60 levels in the initial game. So that's kind of cool. So 10 levels is actually a sixth of the game, give or take. Which is kind of weird. If there are only 60 levels... Oh, nothing's in here anyway. Just get out of here. If there are only 60 levels, you know what? I could switch this to fire bats. That's what I should do. Let's try that. Okay, let's do that. If there are only 60 levels, I don't know how, and there are 4 different, game levels. There's normal, nightmare, hell, and inferno. How long is the game going to be? Because it seems like it's going to take not that long to get through the game, Oh, this should be... Ooh, this would have been easier with darts, especially without a traveling skill. But where is he? Man, he's zooming around. Wow, I haven't hardly damaged him at all. Stand in one spot. Oh, you know what it is? My dogs keep hurting him. He becomes immune once you hit him one time. Really wish my dogs would get out of here. There we go. There we go. Yeah, Okay, that's much better. Fire bats with that Grasp of the Dead is much better. I must have lost my dogs. Where are my dogs at? Come on, man. You're too white to say stuff like that. So, man, I gotta get to it here. I'm gonna find a... Oh, all the gold drop has been increased. All monster gold drops have been increased, and they said they readjusted a lot of stuff in blacksmithing. I would imagine they probably reduced some of the earlier stuff you could make. Seemed to cost a lot to make compared to the later level stuff, even. So they probably readjusted that, and that's cool. Yeah, that's way better. I like that. I like having fire bats as my primary skill. What I really can't wait for them is to bring back the companion, scroll companion, because I really don't like running around grabbing gold. It's stupid. Well, it's not this direction. Alright, I'll be right back when I find it. This video is too long anyway. Alright, so here it is. And I'm kind of glad I paused it. It actually took a while, because that last level was really huge. So let's just get in here. Skip this. We don't care about that. I've seen it a billion times. So I kind of think this is going to be insane. Let me set up the timer real quick here. Let me get this thing ready. Alright, it's ready. Make sure we know how long this is going to take here. I think it's going to be under 20 seconds. I'm probably going to run out of mana, though, with fire bats. I noticed it running out of mana when I had to cast it on people for a while. But look at that. I mean, that's insane DPS. And it's not even runed yet. When I get a rune on it, it's going to be ridiculous. Plus, I mean, you can't beat that. You have to be right up in the guy's face, but whatever. Alright, let's do this. Let's see. Getting ready to start the timer. I gotta remember to push S for Haunt. Is that Haunt? Yeah. Add some extra DPS. Oh, it's over 15 seconds, so that thing is perfect for damage per mana anyway. It's a great skill to use. So, ready, start the timer. Go! Alright, so cast that. Get the Haunt on him. Alright. So he's going down pretty fast. I don't know, I think darts might be faster. Cast that on him. Get the Haunt on him. Nope. And see, when he moves, though, that's when you really have to recast that. Up 20 seconds. This is not as fast. It doesn't do as much damage. Fire bats. Plus now I'm out of mana. To wait for it to come back. I think the darts does more single target damage. It's still pretty good. I mean, that's still fast. 35 seconds? Wow, that's pretty bad. Wow, you know what? That's definitely more of a farming skill. Ooh, 13. Sweet. So, not a great run right there. Just showing that numbing dart. That must be a new rune. Let's check that out real fast. Must be a poison dart rune. Toxins of the dart cause the target to be moved slower by 60%. Again, not great. I'll just use that deadly grasp or whatever, grasp of the dead. So darts is faster. I killed them in 20 seconds with darts because it's better for single target DPS, but fire bats is better for when you're just farming mobs. So anyway, that was the Witch Doctor in depth, and also patch 13. Let me know what you think about the changes in patch 13. Again, sucky changes as far as I'm concerned. They need to go, especially with the runes. The replayability just went down really, really bad, in my opinion. It's pretty much you can play this game 5 times now and you'll be like, okay, I'm done. And the game goes on the shelf, which Blizzard doesn't care because it's not a subscription-based game. So they don't care how long you play the game. As long as you buy the box, they actually don't want you to play long. They want you to play for 5 minutes and then stop. So that's probably kind of why they do this change too. They said it's because it's inventory problems, too many runes that drop and stuff. Except that's contradicting themselves when they said, we want lots of crap to drop all over the ground. Well, can't you just have lots of runes drop and nobody picks them up? I mean, that's fine, right? You don't have to pick up the runes. So anyway, let me know what you think about the changes. Like and comment and favorite this video, please. It helps us out a lot. And the next week will be Wizard with runes and stuff. That should be pretty awesome to see how the Wizard has changed. And I still think that's going to be the best farming character, but we're going to see. I'll see you next week, guys.